G'day there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're covering r/relationship advice. Now, not too long ago, we had a story, and that was definitely a long roller coaster of a story. Today we have another one of those for you. I don't want to ruin it, but my god, this really is something. I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. I think my girlfriend has been using my gym socks to wipe after going to the bathroom. I don't even know where to start with this. I am dumbfounded. She just stormed out of the house and I'm sitting on the bed asking myself a lot of questions. I live a pretty normal life, and I thought so did my girlfriend. We have been together for a few months, and after things got serious, we moved in together. We started sharing a lot of the household responsibilities, but the one thing she was adamant on doing was the laundry. She would come home and find me in the bedroom getting the laundry together and would quickly ask me to go do something else. I'd come back to finish the laundry and she would have already started it. I always thought it was sweet and never her job to do it alone, but hey, if it makes her happy to do it all the time, I wouldn't stop her. This is where it takes a turn for the weird. I keep all my socks and underwear in the bottom drawer of my dresser. I always go to the gym frequently, so I always keep a good supply of clean gym socks ready to go. I never kept count, but I know by just a visual glance that I have several pairs. This morning when I went to grab a fresh pair to pack for the gym, I noticed there were several dress socks, but no gym socks. Again, not weird, they must have been in the laundry. I went to check the laundry basket and it was empty, so I checked the washing machine and dryer. Both were empty. I couldn't figure out where all of my gym socks had gone. So I did the very natural thing of asking my girlfriend what had happened to them. After all, she's the one who does the laundry all the time. She went silent, turned red, and ran out of the room. When I went to ask her to see if she was okay, she wouldn't talk to me. I told her I wasn't mad, I was just looking for my socks. She kinda mumbled, I don't know. I still wasn't mad, of course, but I was super confused. Socks don't just disappear, so I asked her again, and even laughed about it, and she just looked at me and got mad and said, "I'll buy you new ones." The first thought that went through my head was she had somehow managed to destroy my socks while washing them. I thought the side of that was actually pretty funny, so I joked with her about ruining my socks. Wrong thing to say. She started immediately crying, like full-on sobbing. At this point, I don't care about the socks anymore. I want to know what's wrong with my girlfriend. I sat down next to her on the bed and put my arm around her and asked her if she was okay. She just kept saying that she was sorry and that she would buy me new socks. I tried assuring her again that it was okay, and even went so far as to say that I would buy her new socks and she didn't have to. I sat with her for a few minutes trying to calm her down and eventually had to get ready for work. I told her I loved her and I got my things together to leave for the day. On my way out, I grabbed the garbage to take outside. When I got outside, I lifted the lid off the garbage can and I noticed a small plastic bag sitting on top of the garbage already in there. I could see through the bag, kind of the semi-see-through ones, that there were socks in the bag. Since I was sure she had somehow managed to ruin the socks washing them, I wanted to see for myself. I opened the bag and immediately regretted my choice. There, inside of my bag, were several pairs of gym socks covered in what looked like poop. As soon as the smell hit me, I knew it was poop. 1. We don't own any pets. 2. We don't have any kids. And 3. Whose poop was on my socks? Work could wait. I couldn't go for the rest of the day wondering why my gym socks were covered in poop and inside a plastic bag in the garbage can. I grabbed the bag and walked back inside. As soon as my girlfriend saw the bag, she flipped out and started yelling at me. She said that I shouldn't be going through the garbage and that I was disgusting for bringing it back into the house. I asked her to calm down, and that I just wanted an answer as to why there was poop on my socks. I wasn't blaming her for anything, but she started accusing me of blaming her. That's when it clicked. I don't know what it was that led me to ask this, but everything leading up to this moment had just been so crazy. I asked her, "Is this your poop?" And she started sobbing again and ran out of the house. I didn't go after her this time. So now I'm sitting on my bed with a bag of poopy socks on the floor and a lot of questions in my head. The only conclusion is that she used them after going to the bathroom, which, that alone, has its own set of questions above everything else. I sent her texts asking her to come back, and she hasn't responded yet. I don't even know what I'm going to say when or if she comes back. Update: I had to leave for work and am now at work. Yes, I threw away the bag of poopy socks. She texted me back and she is clearly embarrassed, but felt she owed me an explanation. She said she didn't want to talk about it in person and that we could discuss it over texting and to not bring it up in person. I'm considering the conversation and filling in some gaps as best I can. Her responses are super short, but I'm getting the idea. I flat out asked her if it was a fetish. It is not a fetish. She confessed to using the socks after going to the bathroom, and I found the reason she always does the laundry is because she was hiding the fact that she uses socks to wipe with, primarily her own. I had no reason to question the amount of socks she ever has, because who pays attention to that kind of thing? She thought that I would notice and think it was weird since she doesn't own many socks. She admitted she has done this for a long time. Her reasoning, as best as I can understand, is that because she's a germaphobe, which is her word, and she's afraid toilet paper will tear and is afraid of getting her hands messy in any way, she uses socks because it covers her entire hand. After she's done with them, she throws them away. She used mine because she didn't have other socks. So my girlfriend has a fear of getting poop on her hands, so she wipes with socks, and has done so for a long time. It could be worse, I guess. I hope we can laugh about this later, and I'm trying to find the humor in it now, but I'm still weirded out. Before we get to the next post, I just want to say, what the hell is going on? I want to know why these people exist. This deserves to be on My Strange Addiction. And also, I am thoroughly disgusted. Anyway, let's go to update 1. I have had a lot of time to think about what happened yesterday. I have also read through a lot of the comments. Thank you to everyone who gave me advice on what to do. There has been a lot of development and a few requests to follow up, so here it goes. It's whatever at this point. We had been texting off and on all evening, and as promised, I agreed not to bring it up in person. When I got home after work, her car was in the driveway and her sister's car was there as well. I was a little nervous, not knowing what I might be walking into, but overall, I just wanted to get whatever was going to happen over with. When I walked in, it was clear so did she. Her sister was helping her pack up her things. I didn't know what to say, but I never expected this. I honestly thought everything was going to be okay when I got home. Her sister just looked at me and didn't say anything. I walked by her sister and went into the bedroom where my girlfriend was. She didn't say anything either. She didn't even look at me. If she was going to leave, I at least wanted us to have a discussion about it. Everything I had read in the comments about buying a bidet and OCD led me to believe there might be more to all of this than I had considered. I started to talk, and she just threw down the hangers of clothes and screamed at me, "You put this online? I told you not to talk about it!" Her sister ran into the room and told me to just leave until they were gone. She then accused me of cheating. What? This whole thing has been crazy, and I feel like I had to deal with a lot up to this point, but man, that was it. I snapped. I told her sister I had never cheated, not once. I would never cheat on her. Enough was enough. So I told her sister the reason she was there was because earlier I had found out my girlfriend had been going to the bathroom and wiping herself with my socks. Everything went silent. Like, no one said a word. Out of nowhere, they both start crying. Her sister started yelling at me and told me that I shouldn't be talking about things I don't understand. When I asked her what in the world she was talking about, she just kept on yelling at me and shouted back that it was normal and that I need to mind my own business. 1. Her sister knows about it. She did not know that I posted on Reddit about it. 2. Her sister thinks it's normal. And 3. I need to mind my own business? They are my socks. I stood there all kinds of messed up, so I just left. I went to a buddy's house and I stayed the night. I also called off work today. I went home and all of her stuff is gone. I didn't text her back. I think I'm done. To clarify a few things, she insisted on doing laundry to keep my suspicion of her not having many socks at rest. She told me last night through text that she always throws away the socks and never washed them. She reaffirmed it's not a fetish. She won't try a bidet because she doesn't want poop water splashing on her, and I can't keep up with the comments. I'm pooped. I'm trying to find humor in this because I'm really upset. So yeah. Now in the comments, if I read this right, the sister accused OP of cheating, so did ex-girlfriend tell her sister she needed help leaving because she lied and said that OP was cheating on her? I mean, all of this is wild, but how are you gonna lie and say that your man was cheating when he just found out about your weird poop sock thing? What the hell? She's not willing to find a compromise to not use socks to wipe herself? In the original post, I'm like, okay, maybe she can get a bidet, or she can hop in the shower instead. Maybe there is something more going on, and OP can help her. He's grossed out, but seems willing. But now I'm like, bye! I have a strong feeling that it's something mentally or psychological that they both have. The sister started crying and trying to defend her. I don't get why they won't just tell you instead of throwing blame on you. The sister cried and insisted it was normal. They know something is wrong here and seem unable to confront it. The parents have screwed these girls up somehow. I'm not shocked that her sister knows about it. I figured the whole family does. Sister is in protection mode. Deep down she realizes that her own family member is unwell. She's in denial. It might be best to just wash your hands of this entire relationship. It's a shame that you've invested a lot of time and you really like her, but if this is how things are going to be, you were better off finding someone else. Might want to wash your feet too. And now to our second and final update. I am back together with my poop socks girlfriend and I'm wanting to propose. Like the title says, and whether or not people like it, we are back together. 1. She knows I'm going to propose, I just don't know how yet. And 2. The sock thing is still an issue, but I love her, so who am I to say what's right and wrong? Things settled down and we got back in touch through a mutual friend. She was reluctant to see me because she was still mad and embarrassed. I sat on everything for a long time, but couldn't shake how I felt about her. I worked really hard to try and look past the sock stuff, and eventually broke down one night. When I saw her next, I told her in the end I didn't care about her bathroom choices, but that I did care about her. She was still reluctant and kept me at a distance for several weeks, but finally started getting closer to me. When I suspected things could get serious again, I did have a long talk with her. I wanted her to know that I respected her privacy and her choices, but if we were going to make this work, she needed to respect my belongings. She agreed and finally apologized. We are now at a point in our relationship where we've been talking marriage. She wants a nice wedding, and so do I. The only problem that we can see is that her sister refuses to want to have anything to do with me. This is a problem because she and her sister are really close, and she doesn't want there to be any conflict. Her sister has refused multiple times to come over for dinner, or even just agree to meet me so I can explain to her what has changed. So I'm back on Reddit asking for advice, since everyone helped me the first time. How can we resolve this? Yeah, I'm just as surprised as you guys. What in God's name is going on? Anyway, comments. Put the ring inside one of her socks. This is obviously the best suggestion. I really think you guys just need to split up. Your girlfriend has issues, not just with the poop socks, but with communication and handling conflict and emotions. You got accused of cheating over this weird effing incident. Your girlfriend flipped out and basically completely shut you out, and her sister got involved as well. Y'all really need to legitimately work all that crap out before you get more serious. She should probably see a therapist. Y'all should probably also go to couples counseling. You spent half your post discussing the poop socks, and then glossed over the issue for which you want advice. You have failed to state the problem that your sister has with you. There really is not any other advice to give without understanding why the sister does not like you. Is it because of the misused socks? And also, why does she not use baby wipes? And OP replies to this, she doesn't trust me because I called her sister out on a private matter. She said I broke a trust and doesn't trust me to keep private family matters private. Look, mate, I posted before I read the update to the original post. My response would be, how would anyone know it was her based on an anonymous post that lists no identifying information? I might not add that girlfriend's habits are somewhat surprising, and it is not abnormal needing to get someone else's perspective, and you did it anonymously rather than telling her and your friend group. Well, unless you did do that. Sister has serious issues if she thinks that her sister can be identified from the posts. Both of them sound loony. Why on earth do you want to marry into this family? Are you that desperate to settle down? Honestly, I think OP might be the crazier one of them. Yes, his fiancée and her sister are both crazier, but OP is even crazier because he is willing to subject himself to their full brand crazier. I'm leaning more towards OP being desperate and idiotic rather than crazy, because he seems fully aware of the situation, yet just wants to sweep her issues under the rug. Anyway, that's kind of all there is for this post. There's a lot of whining and back and forth after that point. OP seems to be in denial and questioning that I just thought the sister was the problem this whole time. I thought we solved everything else to do with this relationship. What's wrong? But they did post a funny meme. And here is that funny meme. It's just the perfect way to end this post. Maybe she was right. Who knows, OP? Maybe she was. Have fun with that marriage. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end this episode, guys. Hope you really enjoyed this r/relationship/relationship advice story time with Markee. This one was actually posted 3 years ago, as you can tell, but I had a look of visible disgust reading it for the first time. I was like, oh my god. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.